Rustich. Batting fifth, Kevin Ferrer. Sixth, it's Alex Roster. Seventh, Owen McOffeltrick. Cooper Ford, the catcher, he hits eighth. And then ninth, it's Tony Livermore. Rustich, obviously the big bat in the Northwestern lineup. Should one of these first three Wildcats reach, you'll see him in this top of the first inning. First pitch fouled off. We're underway at 3:07 local time. 0-1 here on our known. He pushes a bunt down the first base side. Olson charges the underhanded scoop with the glove in time for the first out.
A nifty little glove flip there from Emmett Olson to start things off. Obviously confident on the mound, coming off of arguably his best start of his career. Went 7 2/3 innings last Friday out at Michigan, and off to a good start here at home.
Now it's Menarvik, takes a strike on the outside. 0-1. Entered the lineup on the 31st of March. That was the first weekend of Big Ten play for the Wildcats. That's the Purdue series. Played the last 8 games. 321 batting average, but behind here, 1-2.
And this is a Northwestern team that has offensive firepower. They put it on full display against UIC, scoring 20 runs.
Here's one line towards right, and a diving catch made out in right field by Cole Evans for the second out.
So back-to-back defensive gems. First, the Olson glove flip, then a really nice diving catch out and right by Cole Evans. He knew he was going to have to get on a hop to try and get that ball no matter where it was, but he was able to get in there in time. Nice jump, nice first step, and it's kind of a yard sale out there with Evans. He's still trying to gather all of his belongings before going back to his spot, and I believe he needs something new of his equipment. I don't know if something broke, but
yeah, possibly the sunglasses there. The play from Evans, pretty reminiscent of a play in the top half of the first inning for Nebraska back at Haymarket Park on Tuesday against UNO. A similar ball lined towards right field, a diving catch attempt made by Charlie Fisher, except he didn't make the catch. It rolled past him and turned into a triple.
And that's the risk of that play, which makes it that much more impressive when you're able to pull it off.
Here's Alex Calarco, and he sends it right back. Almost a swinging bunt towards Olson. His throw a little bit low, but right on the money to Charlie Fisher. And just like that, a 1-2-3 inning for Emmett Olson and Nebraska's defense. Just 6 pitches used by the Husker ace. And now the Nebraska bats will come to the plate next. No score here on Big Ten Plus.
As well, because Matt McClure, he kind of highlights this pitching staff for Northwestern that struggled all year. An ERA for the team over 9, that's 281st in the country. But he went 6 innings last time out, only gave up 2 runs, and earned his first W of the year. That was his second longest outing of the year. And he got that done despite tying his season low in strikeouts with 2 for the game. So even though he didn't have the strikeout pitch working, he was still able to effectively get through the lineup and have a really quality start last time out against Illinois.
So here comes Nebraska to the plate, beginning here with Bryce Matthews, 395 batting average on the year, second on the team in home runs with 10, and he swings for the first one, 0-1. Take a look at McClure's numbers this year. Again, a 6.53 ERA, 1-4 record in 40 innings. 30 strikeouts, 17 walks. The 0-1. Lifted towards right. Well hit ball. Adjusting out there is Rustich, and he makes the catch maybe about 5 feet or so before the warning track. So 1 out as Matthews is retired, and that brings up Casey Burnham.
And every time Matthews puts a ball in the air, you can't help but think, hey, is that going to leave the yard? Just because the amount of pop that he has. But good job by McClure and Rustich out there and right, too, to make that late adjustment. As you said, he was kind of twisting and turning all the way back to just shy of the warning track. Not an easy catch to make.
First pitch from McClure, line foul. 0-1 on Burnham, who has spent the majority of the year in the 9-hole for Nebraska. Grand Island native and transfer from Kansas. 5 for 17 in the last week of games. A couple of doubles, a home run. It was the go-ahead on the Friday night game against Michigan. 2 RBIs in the last week as well for Burnham. 1-1 here. You'll notice, too, Manarvik in on the grass on third base as Burnham takes inside for ball 2. So Manarvik expecting the threat of a bunt. Burnham's been known to do that at points this year. McClure's 2-1. Lined over towards shortstop. Nice glove and a throw on the money on time from McAuliffe. And so 2 gone. Really good play from the shortstop.
There's a high bouncer. Again, another play that's just not easy to make. I know he makes it look pretty routine there, but both sides have been able to make some pretty difficult catches and throw the leather at the ball and have come up successful so far. And you thought we'd maybe see this just with the pitching matchup here today, and McClure working with a lot of confidence after his last start.
Max Anderson lifts this one to left. Coming in is Ferrer. He makes the catch, and so a really quick first inning here in Lincoln. 6 pitches for Emmett Olson to dispatch Northwestern in the top half of the first. McClure only needs 7 to get through Nebraska in the home half of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. On to the top half of the second inning. No score between Nebraska and Northwestern here on Big Ten Plus. Grant Hansen alongside Connor Clark, and the 4th inning begins with the best Wildcat bat, Stephen Rustich. .341 batting average on the year, and a first pitch strike from Olson. Rustich 8 for 19 in the last week. Held hitless in just 5 of the Wildcats' 27 games this year. Enters the day with a 13-game hitting streak and an 18-game on-base streak, but behind 0-2. Inside, ball 1.
And in addition to that 13-game hitting streak, 6 of those games have featured multiple hit games. So he's been doing a lot of damage.
1-2. Fouled off. Emmett Olson, mentioned at the top of the broadcast, reigning Big Ten pitcher of the week. Went 7 2/3, allowed 1 earned run against Michigan last weekend. That pitch just misses his own, 2-2. Two offering on the ground towards short. Matthews on the run, the throw on target. 1 out.
I know we talked about the errors from Matthews in the open, but makes a nice running throw there. And if you're a Husker fan, you've seen him maybe airmail that a couple of times this year, but good adjustment there. Make a throw on target and keep the momentum with your defense.
Here's Kevin Ferrer. .239 this year for Northwestern, as Olson misses down 1-0. 6 RBIs, 1 home run. Fouled off, 1-1. Northwestern trying to replace quite a few key bats and pieces in the lineup from a year ago. Last year, the top 4 bats and a weekend starter for the Cats all transferred to SEC or ACC schools. Now 2-2 here on Ferrer. Anthony Calarco, Ole Miss, now was a first-team All-Big Ten selection. 2-2, fouled off. Patrick Herrera, second baseman. He was a second-team Big Ten, All-Big Ten selection. He's at Kentucky. And then Sean Sullivan's at Wake Forest, also a second-team All-Big Ten selection. And they're slow roller, fouled on the third base line.
And Ferrer is a guy who went 0 for 7 against Illinois in just 2 games. He was 1 for 2 against UIC with an RBI, still going to get back on track.
2-2. Fouled off again. Really good at bat here so far from Ferrer. Olson's 2-2. Fouled off again.
Olson's had to use a first inning's worth of pitches here just to try and get through this at bat. You said a nice job from Ferrer to keep fouling off and staying alive.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Olson, 2 away.
You knew it was a matter of time before he got that first strikeout, and Olson was just almost setting him up for that high heater, and it pays off. He finally gets Ferrer after a lengthy at bat, but that's one that Northwestern needs to replicate here because they've seen how good Emmett Olson has been so far.
Rossner at the plate. Fouls the first pitch off, 0-1.
Northwestern, they want to see the Husker bullpen, and this isn't knocking on the Husker bullpen whatsoever, but they want to see that bullpen as soon as possible with a starting caliber pitcher like this.
Olson's 0-1, misses upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, to add to that, of course, you have the rest of what's at play for Nebraska from a pitching perspective this weekend as we get Olson's 1-1. Misses the outside part of the zone, 2-1, but Nebraska without Jace Kaminska this weekend, usual Saturday starter for the Cornhuskers. Taking this weekend off due to precautionary reasons. 2-1. Popped up. Fisher coming after it towards the Northwestern dugout. It comes back into play. He makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 top half of the second innings. 370 batter so far this year. No score between Nebraska and Northwestern here on Big Ten Plus. Grant Hansen alongside Connor Clark. Anglem returned to the lineup for Nebraska on the 1st of this month. First time he was back in for the Cornhuskers in 26 days. Missed 13 games with a hamstring injury he suffered up in Minneapolis against the defending national champions Ole Miss. 0-1 here. McClure's pitch. Line towards left and foul, 0-2.
Well, Anglem was a key part of the lineup before he went down in that Ole Miss game. Since returning, he has hits in 4 of his 6 games, 2 of them multi-hit games. A home run and 2 RBIs.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled off, and Anglem stays alive. That home run, a big one in the game against Omaha back on Tuesday for Nebraska. McClure, talk about his last start here after this pitch against Illinois last Friday, the 0-2. Low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, but McClure went 6 innings, allowed a couple of earned runs on 5 hits, walked 4 and struck out 2. It was a big comeback for the Wildcats as they claim the series opener. The 1-2 pitch, well struck towards right. Trouble for Northwestern if it stays fair, and it hooks foul. So we'll do the 1-2 again here on Anglem, but to finish that thought on the Illinois opener last weekend for Northwestern, Wildcats came back from 3-1 down in the 9th on Friday. And then on Sunday, the second game, then the Wildcats won. They went ahead 7-4 in the 8th on a 3-1 shot. It was the first series win for Northwestern in 323 days. And a long time coming. McClure's 1-2 to Anglem. Oh, and it hit him. And so the first base runner of the ball game comes via the hit by pitch as Anglem takes his base.
Well, Anglem's been no stranger to pain this year. We just talked about the injury, gets on the hard way. First base runner of the afternoon. It was a good at bat from Anglem as well. McClure was really trying to work the plate, but Anglem was able to keep fighting him off. The Huskers and Northwestern, despite really not having anything to show for it, have seen the ball a little bit better than may the stats show.
Swing and a miss there from Karen, 79 miles an hour on that delivery by McClure. Karen behind 0-1. hitting just over 300 at 305. Here's the pitch. Lifted up towards center. Drifting over is Arnone, and he makes the catch. So one gone as Karen is retired. And that brings up Charlie Fisher.
And again, only one base runner for Nebraska so far, but every out that's been recorded, the ball has been in play. And same goes for Northwestern, except for the one strikeout from Olsen and the flyout that ended the second inning.
Big try over towards Anglem on first. Anglem, a couple of stolen bases this year. He's been caught stealing once. Fisher takes a strike. Lower outside corner, 0-1. Fisher, graduate student, transfer from Southern Miss. 3 for 8 last week. All 3, or rather 2 of 3 of those hits drove in runs. The other RBI was the tying run in the bottom half of the 9th on Tuesday night against Omaha on a ground out into a fielder's choice. 1-1 on Fisher. In the dirt, 2-1.
To add on to that, I think that might be the hardest 90 feet Charlie Fisher's ever ran in his career. I mean, if he doesn't get to the bag, the game is over. He drove in the tying run, as you said. Now UNO eventually won it in the 10th, but that completed a 5-0 comeback.
And McClure made a pick try to first, dropped the ball, and he'll get a balk out of it, so Anglem goes into scoring position. Pretty good crowd on hand for a Friday afternoon. Of course, this game moved up 3 hours due to expected inclement weather. And the Nebraska crowd that's here has been somewhat restless so far. Displeased with home plate umpire Mark Wager's strike zone. 3-1 now on Fisher. Another look at the balk here from McClure.
Not too often you just see him lose it like that. Not a clean transfer from glove to hand.
3-1. Fisher lifts it towards left. Coming in out there is Ferrer. He makes the catch, and that holds Anglem at second base. So now it falls to Gabe Swanson. Try to put a ball in play here for the Cornhuskers. And Northwestern and McClure have done a really good job managing the leadoff runner in Anglem, of course, apart from the balk.
That's already the 4th flyout, too, for Nebraska here in the early going. Again, they're just missing the baseball.
Swanson at the plate, takes low and away for a ball, 1-0. Sophomore from Johnson, Iowa, 3 for 19 last week. Or rather in his last 5 games, a homer, a double, 4 RBIs. 1-0 taken towards right. Again, it's well hit, but it's going to stay in the park. There to make the catch is Rustich, and that'll do it for the second. So Nebraska gets a leadoff base runner, but McClure and his outfield work around it very, very well. And so no runs, no hits.
Between the Huskers and the Wildcats, first pitch home from Emmett Olsen is in there for a called strike. He's had 2 innings of perfection, has faced the minimum through 2. Here's the 0-1. It's fouled off. 7-8-9, 2 up for Northwestern. Started off by Owen McGolfitrick. Cooper Ford and Tony Livermore follow. Quickly 0-2 to McGolfitrick, and he takes ball upstairs.
Freshman from Tampa, Florida. Wants to be a guy that's a big part of Jim Foster's first class, or rather future that he has planned for Northwestern. Foster, of course, in his first year. Spent the previous 6 years at Army, in which he made the postseason 4 out of those 6 times.
A swing and a miss, and strikeout number 2 for Emmett Olson here in the early going. 7 straight retired to begin this Friday outing for Olson. So here's Cooper Ford, first time up. And he swings and fouls it straight back over our head this season, batting 259, no home runs, 13 RBIs. A 1 pitch home. Misses high and outside.
I mentioned earlier, some of the pieces that left this Northwestern team over the offseason. There's 16 new faces here for the Wildcats. Ford's one of them.
1-1 is fouled off and away, and I don't think we shouldn't mention this, but Ford comes from a D3 program at Chapman University. 2019 national champion. 1-2 pitch, travels inside, evens up the count, but to have that much winning at that sort of level and then being able to make the jump up to the Division I level, there's a lot of props there. He dominated the Division III baseball world as he fouls yet another pitch off.
Northwestern doing a really, really good job of just getting some contact here against Olson. 36 pitches to get through 6 outs. That's impressive. 7 outs.
2-2 just misses on the inside.
Yeah, and that just really speaks to the quality of at-bats that the Wildcats are generating right now.
Olson's payoff. That's lined into deep left field. Back is Swanson. He looks up, and this ball is gone. Well out of here for Cooper Ford, and he gets the scoring started. It's 1-0 Northwestern.
What a rip there from Ford. 4 for 10 last week, couple of doubles, 2 RBIs, and now he's got his first home run of the season. And home runs have been the bugaboo. If there's been anything that has plagued Emmett Olson all year, that has been it. He has surrendered now 8 on the season.
That brings up Tony Livermore in the 9th spot. That ball was well beyond the sidewalk out there in left center field. 1-0 from Olson, called strike on the outside as Livermore pulls back the bunt attempt. And you said that the home runs have plagued Olson a lot this year, but a lot of them have been solo home runs.
Correct.
As there's another foul ball into the netting. You saw that against Vanderbilt.
Yes, and that's the game in which he's given up the most home runs. 3 solo shots in that game alone. He allowed a home run in every start of his, each of his first 4 starts of the season. Had a stretch in which he didn't surrender any home runs for 3 games, Nichols, Illinois, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and then allowed a game-tying home run that was his last batter he faced in the 8th.
2-2 pops out of the glove of Josh Karen.
Correction, penultimate batter that he faced in the 8th inning against Michigan.
1 gone here in the top of the 3rd. Northwestern out to an early 1-0 lead. The pitch home misses upstairs, and the count is now full. Northwestern 3-3 in Big Ten Conference play, coming off of a weekend series win against Illinois, and Livermore draws a walk. So 2 straight base runners now for the Wildcats after 7 straight retired to start the ball game.
A TBA pitcher for Sunday, so Olson going deep here is a big part of the plan so you can stay on schedule for the rest of the pen. If you're Northwestern, if you're able to find a way to knock Olson out of this thing early, you put yourself in a really, really great position for the rest of the weekend.
The lineup card is flipped over. Griffin Arnone up for the 2nd time today, grounded out. Back to Olson to start things off. The 1 comes his way, curves in there for strike number 2. Arnone, the transfer from Elon, played 3 years there. Was a +300 batter a season ago. 0-2 home, ground ball right side and foul. Arnaud with hits in 3 of his last 4. And he has an RBI in each of the last 2 games, one in that Sunday finale against Illinois and one in that 24-20 bloodbath with UIC. There's a called strike 3 from Olson. His 3rd strikeout of the afternoon.
That's part of what makes Olson so dependable and why he's been such a huge weapon for Nebraska is his mental fortitude in these situations, his ability to respond after giving up a home run like that, after issuing a walk, just to be able to lock it back in. He's been able to snap back to his usual self at several different points this season.
Throw back over to first to check on Livermore. He's back safely. Man on first, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Northwestern up 1-0 thanks to a Cooper Ford home run. Olson will throw back over yet again.
And part of what makes him so impressive too is his first start here at Nebraska was a year and 5 days ago against Rutgers.
First pitch home, runner goes, throw back down to second. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Nice throw from Josh Karen from behind the dish. Anderson applies the tag, and the inning is over. Northwestern does, however, get one thanks to Cooper Ford's solo shot. They lead it 1-0. Carey this year batting .295 with 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. First pitch home from McClure. This is inside for ball number 1.
Carey kind of had a really rough patch from March 28th to April 7th, about 5 games in which he went 2 for 21. Used to be batting in the 2-hole for Nebraska, spent the majority of the year there.
1-0's lifted straight up in the air, right side of the infield. Calarco calling everybody off. He's there to make the catch, and there's a quick out, number 1.
And while that pop out from Carey is definitely going to break the trend I was about to highlight, since moving down to that 8th spot, Carey's 5 for 14 as a whole last week, 5 of 23, knocked in a run as well.
Here's Cole Evans, former Big Ten Player of the Week back in early March, hitting .319. 2 home runs, 13 RBIs. First pitch home in there for a called strike on the outside corner. One of 3 Huskers to be named Big Ten Player of the Week at some point during the season. Max Anderson is the latest. 1-0 Northwestern, bottom of the 3rd inning, series opener between these two. 0-1. This is upstairs. Cole Evans, a transfer from up the road once upon a time, played at Creighton the 2020 season. That was cut short. Faces a 1-1 here. McClure delivers, and the breaking ball misses low.
Evans, of course, the other Grand Island native, 1 of 3. Casey Burnham, the other. And then, of course, Shea Shanneman, Nebraska's closer.
Two-1. Called strike. Count now even at 2. Evans at Michigan went 2 for 12. Had a double, walked twice, and scored 3 times and stole a bag. 2-2 pitch home. Lifted out into deep right center field. Arnone and Hrustich going back, and Arnone is there to make the catch in center field. Round number 2.
Nebraska hasn't really had poor contact at this point. They're driving it, but a lot of it has gone out towards right field. And look, with the wind blowing, it's not as nearly as fierce as it was even earlier this afternoon or on Tuesday, but it's still making an impact on some of those. And now it'll be interesting to see once Nebraska gets a second look here at McClure, how McClure changes his pitching approach, and if Nebraska locks in a little bit here in this second time through the order.
Matthews takes the ball to begin his second at-bat. Flew out his first time up. 10 home runs, 46 RBIs. It's good enough for first on the team, 5th nationally. .391 average. 1-0. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, it's the most RBIs for Nebraska since Luke Roscom hit 46 back in 2018. Matthews certainly on pace to surpass that.
1-1 misses high to Matthews. He's been hot all year, and he's continued to do that. Hits in 15 of his last 16 games, including 7 multiple hit games. Had a big home run up in Michigan as well. McClure's 2-1, slapped down into right, curling foul. And it will go foul. Will it find the berm? Yes. And Matthews stays alive. Rustich was giving it everything he had to try and get over there in time, but space permitting, he was not able to get there. So Matthews will look at another 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. 1-0 Northwestern, bottom 3. 2-2 home, misses, it's a full.
Important here really for both sides. For Northwestern, you want to snag on and you want to hold on to the momentum you got with the solo shot in the top half of this inning. If you're Nebraska, you want to find something to sort of stem the tide here for Northwestern. It's not a lot yet, but you can sense the momentum shifting towards the Wildcats, and you want to try to get some of it back to your side.
And time is called behind the plates. And a pitch clock violation will go on Matt McClure, so Matthews will get the walk, and the Huskers have a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, and you wondered about that at different points. I think earlier, at least it was sitting in the back of my mind, McClure much more deliberate than Emmett Olson is. Olson is going usually about 15 seconds or so on the pitch clock. McClure has been taking his time. So it's been interesting. I was wondering if you would get to that point with a pitch clock violation with McClure. It felt like that was something that was very possible.
Throw back over to first to check on Matthews. Casey Burnham up for the second time. Grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning. He will throw back over yet again. It bounces, and Calarco just has to knock that down with his chest. Wasn't thrown very hard, so not much danger there, but good enough job anyway at first from Calarco.
Matthews getting the respect he deserves there on the base paths. 14 stolen bases. He's been caught 4 times.
And an early jump. Matthews will commit now, looking for number 15. Slides in safely, and he's got another one.
Yeah, and he kind of just shrugs there. I wonder if there was a sign miscommunication, because he sort of shrugged towards the dugout. And there was some uncertainty. You saw on the jump, he kind of stopped. Still had plenty of speed to get in there before the throw.
So a stolen base for Matthews puts a runner in scoring position, and a 1-0 count for Casey Burnham. McClure fires in a strike. And you have to think, too, if McClure ends up stepping off, Matthews is out, or at least gets caught in a rundown. But no reaction from McClure, and Matthews gets awarded for being aggressive. 1-1. Ground ball left side over at shortstop, and the throw over to first is in time, and the inning is over. We're through 3. Northwestern on top on the road, 1-0 over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We head to the 4th on Big Ten Plus.
A good amount of runway there, perhaps maybe 50 feet from the outfield fence to the fence that protects the cars that park along the street outside Haymarket Park. But I mean, that thing was definitely threatening, and you're right, like you knew right off the bat that was a moonshot.
No insurance companies had to be contacted as a result of that home run as Menarvik takes the ball low. It's 2-0. And the left center and right center alleys at Haymarket Park, as Olson delivers, and now it's 3-0, are the deepest parts of the ballpark here. 403 to the left center alleyway, and then 400 to the right center alleyway. 3-0 is in there for a called strike, and although it was just left of that 3-0, 403 sign rather, and Ford put that well over it. And Menarvik will lead things off the walk here in the 4th.
Yeah, again, we touched on momentum in the 3rd, and Nebraska not able to capitalize on the stolen base from Matthews and get a base hit to bring him home and tie the game. So Northwestern, you've got that momentum boost in the 3rd inning. Now can you stack that here into the 4th? Got a leadoff base runner on, so that's a really, really good start.
Here's Alex Kolarko for the 2nd time. Takes a breaking ball upstairs for ball number 1. He grounded out back in the 1st. Back to Emmett Olson. And Olson just hasn't received the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes that happens depending on what umpiring crew you're working with. Here's the 1-0. This is low, 2 balls and no strikes to the Wildcat first baseman.
It's interesting. Go back to that, that 1st inning. You get through it on 6 pitches, and then Northwestern, even though they went down in order in the 2nd, put together a bunch of really good at-bats, and Olson hasn't been able to lock it in since then.
He misses again. That makes it 3-0. Kolarko trying to extend his 4-game hit streak. He has hits in 5 of his last 6. Went 1 for 5 against UIC with a home run. And he looks at a called strike. Not to mention he had 5 RBIs in that game against UIC that had 44 runs combined. 3-1 home, ground ball left side and foul, so Olson works it back to a full count. Nobody out, man on first. Northwestern leads Nebraska 1-0 here in Lincoln. Payoff pitch, runner goes, and that's a ball in the dirt. So back-to-back walks for Emmett Olson, puts runners on 1st and 2nd. And here comes Steven Hrustich, the best Wildcat bat in this lineup.
Yeah, last time Olson faced Hrustich, there was nobody on base. Being the top half of that 2nd inning, was able to get a ground out to shortstop. This is not where you want to face Steven Hrustich if you're a Wildcat opponent with runners, 1 in scoring position and another on base.
He swings and misses for strike number 1. Hrustich is only hitless in 1 game since March 14th. Had 5 hits over the weekend against Illinois and had 2 against UIC. The 0-1 pitch shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a called strike regardless. The RBI numbers haven't really been up there for Hrustich, but the average has been there. But a golden opportunity here. Throw back over to 2nd. It's a close play at 2nd, but Menarvik is able to slide back in time. Oh-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout for Emmett Olson, the 4th of the afternoon, and there's out number 1.
Control issues that Olson has had are really, really uncharacteristic, and more after this pitch here.
Another throw back over to 2nd. It really feels like Menarvik's playing with some fire over there. Matthews and Anderson are communicating very well, and Anderson's been at the bag very early both times. First pitch home from Olson is a called strike into Kevin Ferrer.
Some more on the walks. Olson had only issued 12 all season in 50 innings coming into today. So far, he's given up 3 free passes.
0-1 misses high and away.
His walks, his whip is 0.87 walks hits per inning pitched. That's 13th nationally. So really, really weird start on that front for Olson, who's having some control issues, and I think perhaps some frustration starting to show through as well.
Hasn't been able to quite get that breaking ball where he wants it. He's been floating it on the outside. Just hasn't been able to curve back into the zone. He goes to the heater, it gets away from Karen, and both runners will advance. So now 2 runners in scoring position, a wide turn around 3rd from Menarvik. He will stay put. But now 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. And a chance for Northwestern to extend the lead.
Yeah, that looked like frustration for sure on that one.
Ferrer struck out swinging in the second, but a golden RBI opportunity here. 3-1 pitch, fouled straight back, makes it full.
You talked about how sneaky big the moment in the game was for Olson in the top half of the third. This one takes it up a notch here in the fourth.
Ferrer with only 6 RBIs this year. Breaking ball misses yet again, and the bases are loaded. 3 walks in the inning for Emmett Olson.
Yeah, and that would have matched a quarter of his walks all year entering the day. And if you're Nebraska, you can't go out and talk to him again in this inning unless you want to pull him out.
First pitch misses low to Rosner. And obviously in the situation, Olson cannot afford a walk, or else that will make it a 2-0 Northwestern lead. Rosner, 206 batter, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Olson fires home, line drive left field, it gets down. 1 run will score at least. They're going to send another. Relay throw from Matthews on its way, not on line, and the Wildcats have a 3-0 lead here in the fourth.
Good piece of hitting. Really good piece of hitting, and the Wildcats are fired up.
A 2 RBI single from Alex Rosner makes it 3-0. Ferrer gets into second, and the inning continues for Northwestern with runners in scoring position. First pitch home, misses inside. McGolfitrick 0 for 1 with a strikeout. RBI 7 and 8 for Rosner on the year, and it looks like this will be it for Emmett Olson. Here comes Will Bolt out of the third base side dugout.
Nebraska does not announce its Sunday starter, and they'll ride with Jackson Brockett, who's usually an arm they depend on in situations like this out of the bullpen. They'll ride with him as the starter on Saturday.
So 1-0 count on McGolfitrick. 2 runners on. He fouls one right back into the screen. Kevin Ferrer on second. Alex Rosner with a 2-run single on first. Northwestern leads Nebraska 3-0 in the top of the fourth inning of this weekend series opener. Hawkins fires in, called strike.
Yeah, and if you're Nebraska, this is a big moment too, just in the whole overarching story of the season. It's very similar to Omaha, this start to this game.
1-2 travels outside, count is even at 2.
So it'll be interesting to see, at least from a mental perspective, what Nebraska learned from that game, how things differ.
2-2 pitch home, ground ball left side. Matthews has it over to second, throw over to first. In time, it's a double play. So the threat is ended after this 6-4-3 double play from the Nebraska infield in the inning. Will follow. Huskers still looking for their first hit of the ball game as well. McClure has looked good. He fires in a ball there.
Anderson didn't get a chance to mention it last time he came up to the plate in the first, but he's the other half of the double-digit home run duo Nebraska has. Anderson and Matthews the other. Anderson with 11, Matthews with 10.
1-0 home, ripped into left field, down for a base hit. So a good start for Anderson and the Huskers in the fourth. And the first hit of the ball game for Nebraska here this afternoon.
Yeah, Nebraska really needed that. Second time you get a leadoff runner on the day. Just something to break through. And look, when you need a big play, you fall on your best players. And Max Anderson certainly fits the bill of that. To close the thought on the home runs, it's the first time between Matthews and Anderson, Nebraska's had 2 players with 10 or more home runs since 2010. Cody Ash had 10 that year, and then additionally Bailey with 18. Dan Bailey, or Adam Bailey, I apologize. Adam Bailey with 18.
Couple throws back over to first to check on Anderson. Garrett Ingram up for the second time today, was hit by a pitch in the second. 4 home runs, 11 RBIs, a .370 average. Pitch home, misses outside and down low.
3, by the way, generally the number to beat if you're a Northwestern opponent. The Wildcats have not won a game this year in which they allowed more than 3 runs.
1-0 pitch home, misses yet again outside, so Englum ahead in the count 2-0. And Northwestern, they started well against UIC during the week, 4-0. Now, I'm not saying Nebraska's going to explode for a 14-run inning here today, but the response to that wasn't great. 2-0 pitch home. Upstairs, 3 straight balls to Garrett Englum. Before Anderson's single, Englum was only one of 2 Huskers that even reached base. Matthews was the other with a walk due to a pitch clock violation. 3-0 pitch home and a called strike. Englum has been pretty good since returning from that hamstring injury. Big spot here. 3-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, makes the count full.
Yeah, I think if you're Nebraska, the last thing you need here is a strikeout, especially for Englum starting 3-0. Got to protect the plate here now, obviously, but within reason.
Payoff pitch outside, and Englum is aboard via the walk. So 2 straight base runners to start off the 4th for Nebraska, and they've got something brewing. Josh Karen now with an opportunity, nobody out. Runners on 1st and 2nd, down 3.
On Tuesday, and in the bottom of the 9th, had a chance to drive in a run, ended up striking out.
Sam Garwal is the arm that's up and throwing in the Northwestern bullpen. But the Cats stick with McClure for now. 2 on, nobody out. First pitch home is low. Josh Karen flew out in the 2nd, batting .302, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. Anderson on 2nd, Englum on 1st, nobody out. McClure's 1-0. Just misses the inside corner, 2-0 to Josh Karen. Karen, a frustrating night on Tuesday, 0 for 5. Trying to break that spell.
Feels like McClure's really having trouble with control right now.
2-0. Chopper over to the 3rd base side. Minarvik throws over to 2nd for 1, throw over to 1st, not in time. And Kolarko does a nice job to keep the ball in front of him so it doesn't get away. But Northwestern gets it out via the fielder's choice.
Yeah, very nearly a double play. Instead, it ends up being at least a productive out. At different points this year, Nebraska's had trouble putting the ball in play in these sorts of situations. Either one or no outs and runners in scoring position. As a whole, Nebraska in this last 6 games in which they've gone 3-3 is average .212 with runners in scoring position compared to the season average of .310. And now it falls to Charlie Fisher to drive in a run for the Cornhuskers.
Fisher 0 for 1 today. And he sends one into right field. Rustic is over, makes the catch, and Anderson is forced to go back. He's going to go home anyway. Relay throw to the plate, not in time, and the Huskers have their first run of the game. Ball gets away, and hustling into 2nd is Josh Karen. So quite the aggressive play from Max Anderson there. He didn't tag initially, had to go back to 3rd, touch the bag, and ended up scoring.
Karen should have been thrown out at 2nd base. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. It didn't seem like he was locked in from the mental side of things. I literally saw assistant coach Danny Marcuso there on the first base side literally push Karen off the bag to get to 2nd. The throw, if the throw was on line, he would have been out anyway. Instead, he's lucky that he's standing there at 2nd base, and the inning continues here for Gabe Swanson.
So the Huskers really catch a couple of breaks on that play, and they get on the board. It's 3-1. First pitch home to Swanson, misses down and away. Feels like everybody in this Husker lineup is 0 for 1 with a flyout at some point in the game. He is one of them. Flew out in the 2nd. 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, a .256 average. Breaking ball home is a called strike.
Swanson's a guy with home run power. Been a really, really nice boost for Nebraska. Not a guy who drew a lot of preseason discussion, but has been a key piece in the bottom half of the lineup.
Swanson sends one to the air, right field. Arustich over to the line, charging, and he catches it in foul territory for out number 3. The Huskers do get one back, however, in the bottom half of the 4th off of a wonky play, if you will.
This one lined up the middle. And there to make the catch in center field, Casey Burnham, as Ford flies out. One down here in the top half of the 5th.
Ford's made some really good contact today. One for the home run out and left. And despite hitting it right at Burnham in center, I mean, he still hit that ball hard. He's had a nice day at the plate so far.
So the junior, Tony Livermore, takes in for a ball, 1-0. Walk back in the 3rd inning, 186 batting average this year, a couple of RBIs. A weak grounder. Hawkins picks it up. Throw to first, in time, 2 down. Hawkins does a good job of inducing that contact. Weak contact, to be specific. Got it with the double play ball there to get Nebraska out of the jam in the top half of the 4th.
We've seen pitchers have to make that ground ball play too, and sometimes they can rush it, but a nice job there from Hawkins to gather himself, take his time because he knows he has it, and make an accurate throw.
Top of the order here with Griffin Arnone. Ground out back in the 1st inning, swinging strikeout in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2. 0-1. Popped up. Drifting towards shallow left. Matthews calls everyone off and makes the catch. So a quick 1-2-3, top of the 5th for Corbin Hawkins. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and we're halfway home here in Lincoln. 3-1 Northwestern here on Big Ten Plus.
The hit numbers were definitely low. Anderson with that only single given up by McClure, but then you have that odd play where it's a sacrifice fly where Anderson doesn't tag initially and then he goes home. The relay is not there, and then you have what probably should have been an out at second with Karen, but none of that really affects his line too much.
First pitch from Garwal outside, 1-0 to Dylan Carey. 0 for 1 today, popped out back in the 3rd. Batting average dipped below 300 at 293. He goes ahead here 2-0. Nebraska started out behind. 1-0 on a deep shot. Solo homer from Cooper Ford, and Carey lines this one. Fair ball down the left field line. It goes to the corner. Carey around first, digging for 2, and a leadoff stand-up double for the freshman from Castle Rock, Colorado.
Carey just rips it down the line. Great placement for him. He's able to get into second, no problem. And really the first big piece of hitting from the Huskers here today, a first kind of momentum play, if you will. And now another opportunity for this offense to try and get going, one that is one of the best in the conference.
That's interesting. The dichotomy kind of set up in the open as Cole Evans enters the batter's box between Nebraska's statistical performance and Northwestern's. And then, of course, how close here in the early going their Big Ten records are. And so far, the Big Ten record is what's showing up more so than the statistical difference. 0-1 here on Evans.
Baseball is an odd game, and sometimes it doesn't really care what the numbers can provide us.
Evans showing bunt. Pops it up, back foul out of play, 0-2.
Because statistically and on paper, Nebraska should win this game, right? And you probably thought that last weekend against Illinois. they should probably win that series, and they don't. So sometimes you could just throw the numbers out the window every now and then, and it's kind of what we have here today from Haymarket Park.
Up and in on Evans, 1-2. Northwestern trying to buck the trend so far this year. Win a second consecutive Friday night Big Ten game, leading 3-1 here in the bottom half of the fifth. Evans showing bunt again. He puts it down on 0-2. The throw, Garwal high and safe. At third is Dylan Carey. So Garwal goes for the risky play.
That's probably the better play there, and now Nebraska has runners on the corners, down 2 with nobody out, and one of the best hitters in the Big Ten in Bryce Matthews coming up. And yet another RBI opportunity for the Husker leadoff man.
First pitch, fouled off, backing out of play, 0-1. Carey stands on third. Evans at first. Casey Burnham on deck. Bryce Matthews at the plate. 46 RBIs, 15th in the nation. Most RBIs by a Husker in a season since Luke Roscom hit 46 in 2018. Nebraska leads the all-time series with Northwestern, 14 games to 12, won 12-2 and 11-5 in the 2021 season. Pitching outside, 1-1. Nebraska's 8-3 against Northwestern since joining the Big Ten. And yet those two teams have only met 5 times in total since 2016. Swing and a miss from Matthews on the 1-1.
And I know Big Ten fans will probably agree with this. It's almost the exact opposite of what the football rivalry has been with these two schools. They see each other all the time. It's always close. Baseball, not so much.
1-2 to Matthews. Line towards the right center gap, and that is down in the alley. Carey will score. Evans rounds third. Matthews is going for 3, and Evans slides home safely. This game is tied. A bases clearing triple from Bryce Matthews. RBIs 47 and 48 on the season. And we got a whole new ball game.
And we're back to a level playing field, and, well, not the winning run, but the lead run is 90 feet away.
Here's Casey Burnham. Burnham a couple of ground outs, and now he pops up a bunt to first base for the first out.
You can feel the energy is definitely picked up in this ballpark.
First pitch to Anderson. Just upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Again, with the time change and everything, the crowd on a beautiful day is really excellent here at Haymarket Park. 1-0. There it finds the zone. Strike one.
I mean, for many people who had tickets, maybe this was a free get out of work a couple hours early on a Friday afternoon. Good excuse. Yeah, you're right. The crowd here today has been absolutely fantastic.
Anderson, a deep shot to left. That ball is absolutely crushed. And Nebraska has the lead. 12 home runs on the year for Max Anderson. 4 runs for the Huskers in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, we just got done talking about how maybe you can throw the numbers out every once in a while for baseball. Well, I think the numbers have just played themselves back into this game. Nebraska's offense showing up in a big way here in the bottom of the 5th. 4 runs in, and there's still only 1 gone. Max Anderson with an absolute blast to left.
So with the bags clear, here's Garrett Anglem, and still just 1 out. Nebraska's heart of the order coming to the plate. First pitch in from Garwal, 1-0. Anglem pops it up. It's on the infield. Who's going to get there? Everyone's called off, and it drops. Anglem into second base. The third baseman, Menarvik, came over to try to pick it off, and he lost it in the sun. There was a conference of about 4 Wildcats around that ball, and no one could make a play on it.
That ball was a mile high in the air. That's one of those plays where communication has to be at an all-time high there. And the Wildcat infield just unable to get on the same page, and Nebraska, just like in the bottom of the 4th, catches a break, and the inning continues. They've left 2 outs on the board so far.
So Anglem at second. Pitch to Karen, up and out. 1-0. Karen's 0 for 2. Fly out on the second. Fielder's choice in the 4th. Ball taken in the dirt from Karen. Batting average dipping below 300 at 299. So Nebraska gets through McClure and into the pen, and immediate success arrives in the bottom half of the 5th. Rough outing so far from Garwal. Strike. Low one there called against Karen. And the crowd groans here at Haymarket.
I mean, this is a freshman out of the bullpen for Northwestern. You do have to remember that, but Nebraska's done a nice job of touching him up.
Swing and a miss from Karen. 2-2. Anglem waiting at second, the 2-2 offering. Slap towards third, but foul.
So you have the throw over to third. That doesn't work out for Northwestern. That could have been an out if they go to first, and that could have eliminated a run as well. And then you have the pop-up on the infield that drops. Inning should be over.
Another one fouled off by Karen. Anglem was off and running on a hit and run.
It's just errors like that, too, especially on the road in a conference series, that are the difference. And when you look at the record, 5-22, that has to be a huge contributing factor as to why Northwestern hasn't had the success that they want. We saw their fielding percentage before the game, around .950.
Two outside. Well, and to think about Cole Evans bunting with 2 strikes, which is really what got that whole thing started. And look, it's an aggressive call from Nebraska's perspective. And if you're able to cash in, you're a genius. If not, you're certainly not the most popular person in the group. Pop up over there towards first. Calarco makes the catch. Anglem back to second base, and there are 2 outs.
Well, back to that discussion, too. It is a smart play because Bolt is putting the pressure on this Northwestern defense to make a play, and obviously Bolt and company has scouted this Northwestern team quite well.
Pinch hitter here for Nebraska, Efrain Cervantes steps into the box. 5th-year senior from Tucson, Arizona, and team captain. First pitch taken for a strike there by Cervantes. 1 for 3 in that Easter Sunday win for Nebraska against Michigan last week. Got the Huskers going in the middle innings with a big single. Put a couple on with nobody out. 0-1. And that gets away from the catcher in Ford. Moving Anglem 90 feet away. Just
another defensive miscue. know there's 2 outs now, so the pressure isn't as immense, but still just little things like that you can't have happen in conference play.
1-1. Popped up, backing out of play by Cervantes. 1-2. 10 hits, 2 home runs for Cervantes this year. 4 RBIs, a chance now for a 5th.
Something we forgot to mention, too, the Huskers have now homered in 12 straight games for the 2nd time this year.
The 1-2. Cervantes slides it to right. That's down an opposite field base hit single, and Nebraska has 5 across in the bottom of the 5th.
This is the Nebraska offense that these fans have been accustomed to seeing here this 2023 season. Cervantes, he's been pretty solid off the bench in a pinch hitting role, especially in this ballpark. Shows you why right there. Nice line drive, single out to right, drives in a run, makes it 6-3. And it looks like this will be the end of the line for Sam Garwal.
Well, it'll be an ugly line now, an 8.44 ERA for Garwal. 4 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning. No walks, no strikeouts, 2 doubles, a home run allowed from the 7 batters he faced.
As you can see at 409 officially on that Anderson home run, an exit velo of 102.
Goodness. Now it's Gabe Swanson, another guy with home run power. 7 jacks this year for the sophomore. A couple of flyouts in this game, though. First pitch on the ground. It goes towards short, pickup, throw towards second, and able to keep the foot down is Livermore. McOlpatrick makes the play, and that ends the inning for Nebraska. But 4 runs on 3 hits and 1 Northwestern error. Correction, 5 runs for Nebraska in the frame on a total of 3 hits.
Evan Minarvik will lead things off for the Wildcats, and they've got some work to do down 3. Corbin Hawkins remains on the mound for the Huskers. Will Walsh, the new first baseman for the Huskers after Charlie Fisher was pinch hit for. First pitch home is in there for a strike. Today, Minarvik flew out in the first and walked in the 4th. He came around to score later in the 4th inning.
Well, now, as Nebraska's flipped the script here, the instant switch in the momentum battle falls to Northwestern. It's now on Northwestern to try to stem the tide from Nebraska, because this game can get out of hand really, really quickly.
0-2 pitch, just misses. Narvik, no home runs, 3 RBIs, a .310 batting average. Northwestern picked up 2 errors in the bottom of that 5th. And there's a swing and a miss for strikeout number 1 for Corbin Hawkins. And the first out of the 6th inning.
Yeah, big strikeout there. Again, like I said, it is just a complete flip of what you saw in the 3rd and top half of the 4th inning, where if you're Nebraska, you want to grab a stranglehold of this game right now. You can smell blood in the water, and you want to put this thing away.
Calarco takes the ball to begin his 3rd at-bat. Calarco also walked and scored in that 4th. 1-0. Floats in there for a strike.
Big innings here from Hawkins. He's done an excellent job of sort of befuddling this Northwestern order. Obviously, people talk a lot about his delivery, and that's obviously his biggest weapon.
A ball and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Hawkins delivers, chopper over to second base. Anderson has it on the backhand, throws over to first in time for out number 2.
Yeah, Anderson kind of almost lost his footing there towards the end of this play, stumbled in the dirt, just did a nice job of staying calm, collected himself, and made the throw in plenty of time over to first base.
Here's Steven Hrustich with 2 outs and nobody on. He's He's 0 for 2 today. Sends a liner over the glove of Matthews. He almost plucked it out of the air, but instead Hrustic has a 2-out single.
Yeah, that was almost a really, really nice play from Matthews. We talked about the errors earlier today, and he had a big one against UNO on Tuesday. That was one of the runs in that first and second inning that Nebraska really should not have allowed just due to miscues. Matthews basically airmailed the ball at shortstop. It was an easy double play turn, and he threw it way too hard past Anderson. But at the same time, in that very same inning, he made a diving stop on what should have been a single up the middle for what was the final out of that frame to keep the score at 2-0 Omaha. So again, it's this kind of Jekyll and Hyde thing where, look, you've got issues completing some of the easy plays, but there are some outstanding things he can do at that position.
Ground ball up the middle. Anderson, right place, right time for out number 3. A 1-2-3, excuse me, a 1-2-3-4, 6 because there was the single. I'm getting ahead of myself. But no runs off of the one hit for Northwestern. They still trail by 3. It's 6-3 Nebraska on Big Ten Plus. Dylan Carey in the offense looking to add some more runs. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Nebraska with a 5-run bottom of the 5th. That's the difference in the ball game right now. One pitch misses low for ball number 1.
And Carey got it started with that liner up the left field line into the corner. Really good swing from him.
Carey with a rocket up the middle for a leadoff single.
And another one. Carey has really been outstanding this year for Nebraska. His presence at the plate has been something that, whether it's at the top of the lineup or the bottom of the lineup, Nebraska has needed. And then additionally, people don't talk about this as much, but he's really, really smooth in the field at third base. I mean, there's been a number of plays that you just generally don't see a freshman make that he makes look routine. So he's been an excellent piece for Nebraska this year.
Evans shows bunt and fouls it off for strike number 1. Evans reached on a fielder's choice in that 5th inning and flew out to center in the 3rd. Utagawa still out there for the Northwestern Wildcats out of the bullpen. Throw back over to first, and it's a great pickoff move, and they get Carey. Tried to slide head first. He almost just kind of stopped in the sand, and he was run down on his way to second. So the Cats get that single back, and they get Carey.
Caught him leaning, and there you see the freshman part of his game sort of show up. And he certainly had those moments at times this year. Nebraska's had some weird moments in terms of their base running really all year long.
A little bit of a knuckleball off the bat of Cole Evans, but Livermore is there to make the play, and now all of a sudden there's 2 outs.
And Utagawa settled down after allowing that single. Again, you mentioned just the excellent pickoff move he made towards first. It falls to him. Again, he hasn't had a great year by any means, a double-digit ERA, but named a captain at the beginning of this year. He's got to find a way to settle this thing down and, help Northwestern stay within arm's length of this one.
Bryce Matthews with nobody on at 2 outs. Down 0-1 to the count. Matthews sends the ball deep into left field, back at the track, at the wall, and this ball is gone. Bryce Matthews with number 11 on the season, and the Huskers are up 4. It's 7-3.
Well, after Anderson's home run, you touched on, again, how Nebraska had homered in 12 consecutive games for the second time this year. As I was working through this preparation period for today's game, I had to do a double take on it because the last time I think that you and I worked together here on Big Ten Plus, Nebraska was closing in on 11 consecutive games with a home run. I thought, is that a misprint? Is it happening again? Nebraska has been excellent with the long ball all year long, and Bryce Matthews and Max Anderson, who's sitting in the on-deck circle right now, are 2 of the biggest pieces of that. It is one of the most fascinating storylines for this Nebraska team this season is those two battle back and forth for the lead in the home run chase.
Would love to be a fly on the wall in that locker room and those two just going at each other about their offensive statistics and who's going to beat who. As there's a big swing and a miss from Casey Burnham, makes it a ball and 2 strikes. But that's a 3 RBI day now for Bryce Matthews. He's up to 49 on the year. Just an incredible offensive season for him. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over. But the Huskers get one more thanks to a solo blast from Bryce Matthews. They lead it by 4. Nebraska 7, Northwestern 3. To the 7th we go from Haymarket Park. Anderson 2 for 3 today with that home run. First pitch swinging down the right field line, and it's a fair ball. Anderson, he will round first looking for 2. Throw coming in, Anderson head first slide, and he's in with a leadoff double.
Second leadoff double of the day there for the Huskers. Anderson goes opposite field. He's not really had a whole lot of trouble going opposite field so far this year. He's sent plenty of home runs out towards the opposition bullpen in right. Now you get Garrett Anglem with a runner in scoring position.
Anderson with a 3-hit ball game. And now we have a stoppage in play and a balk. Second one of the game for Northwestern here today. So Anderson gets a free 90 feet, and he heads over to third with nobody out. Oh, well, Sauser's thrown 1 pitch.
That's your traditional balk, more so than the one we saw earlier.
Anglem takes the ball high.
It's not often you talk about hand-to-glove transfer with a pitcher, but that was McClure's issue in the balk back in the 2nd inning.
Pitch home, a rocket, but foul. Evens up the count at 1.
Anglem, the beneficiary of that first balk earlier today. Reach base on all 3 ABs.
1-1 home. Dribbler gets over the head of Sauser, and Anderson will come in to score. Throw over to first is in time. But Nebraska tacks on another. It's a productive out for Garrett Anglem. It's 8-3.
Yeah, and that, again, has been Nebraska's issue at points this year. When this offense has faltered, it's because of failures to put runners in scoring position back on the dish. Nebraska's done that today. All in all, Huskers have 2 2-out RBIs. Only left 4 runners on base. And they are hitting .273 with runners in scoring position.
Nebraska scored in every inning since the 3rd. Put 1 up in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and then 1 in each of the 6th and 7th innings. 1-1 pitch home. Misses away to Josh Karen. Karen flew out in the 2nd, had a fielder's choice in the 4th, and flew out in foul territory in the 5th. 2-1 from Sauser. Ground ball left side over at shortstop. Long throw pulls Calarco off the bag, but he's able to apply the tag in time, and there's 2 away.
Struggles continue for Karen, who's now 0 for 4 today. It seems that it's usually been all or nothing for him as Will Walsh steps to the plate.
Walsh, the defensive replacement over at first after Charlie Fisher was pinch hit for by Efrain Cervantes in the 5th. Has his first plate appearance, and he swings and misses for strike number 1. Will Walsh has had some pretty eye-popping pitching performances over the past couple of weeks as he looks at a ball there. Had 6 innings of relief at Creighton and then came back to Haymarket Park and had a really nice midweek start. As that one is off the hands over to third base. Throw over to first is in time for Menarvik, and the inning is over. So a leadoff double turns into a run for Max Anderson and the Huskers. They tack on one more, and the lead is up to 5. We head to the 8th from Haymarket Park. Nebraska 8, Northwestern 3 on Big Ten Plus.
Wind up from Perry. First pitch strike, 0-1. Northwestern, oddly enough, has more California natives on its roster than Illinois natives this season. Inside for a ball, 1-1. And of course, Tanner, one of those.
Well, a lot of those Illinois natives that you speak of play for the Fighting Illini. You go up and down their roster, and there are in-state guys up and down the either offensive roster or the entire pitching staff.
1-2 on Tanner. Fouled off, he stays alive.
So I will say it probably felt pretty good for Illinois' in-state rival to beat Illinois a couple weekends ago, or a weekend ago.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Perry, his second. And there's one gone.
Perry's looked sharp so far out of the bullpen. Pair of strikeouts for him. Just the fifth-year senior gaining confidence on the mound.
First pitch fouled off by Menarvik. 0-1 on the third baseman, now hitting 300 even on the year. And it's quickly 0-2. Saw McClure at the beginning of this game, very deliberate, taking his time there with the pitch clock. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Perry. And the Huskers take it around the horn. Perry, by contrast, not that way. He's working quickly.
And usually when a pitcher works quickly, and I know the pitch clock is a new thing, but even without it, they work quickly, they get into a groove that shows you that they have a ton of confidence on the mound, and it continues here in this at-bat.
Perry pulls the string. Calarco goes 0-1. 301 batting average for him. 0 for 2 with a walk, and now he's behind 0-2. Three strikeouts for Perry. Now a chance to strike out the side. The 0-2. Low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Back up the middle, and Anderson makes a diving stop, but he doesn't have a play. And so it's an infield hit with 2 outs for Anthony Calarco. And so Northwestern stays alive in the top of the 8th. 4 outs with which to work for the Wildcats.
And that was going to be a tough play either way for Max Anderson. He actually lost the glove too. Kind of rolled over his hand there, but good job by keeping it in the infield.
Now Hrustic. Big cut on the first one, 0-1. Singled his last time up back in the 6th. Struck out in the 4th, ground out in the 2nd, so he's 1 for 3. 0-1. Low and in for a ball. Waiting on deck, it's Ferrer. He's 0 for 2, but hoping to get another turn. Perry's 1-1. In there for a strike, 1-2.
You hear the place start to come alive.
Perry looks in, sets. From the stretch, he delivers. Foul off. Back in. Rustich entered the day, hitting .341. He's back up there now. 1-2. Rip towards left. Coming in and making the catch on the line is Gabe Swanson. And that'll do it for Northwestern in the top of the 8th. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Nebraska seeking more insurance, leading 8-3 over the Wildcats here on Big Ten Plus. Seven, 8, 9, bottom third coming up for Nebraska. It begins here with Gabe Swanson, who is hitless today. A couple of flyouts to right, one in play, one in foul territory, and he pops this one up and it goes out of play down the left field side, 0-1. He'll be followed by Dylan Carey, who's 2 for 3, and then Cole Evans, who is 0 for 2. Outside for a ball, 1-1. That kid's past the catcher forward. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Swanson. Sauzer's 2-1. Deep shot. Sky high and not enough on it as it goes towards left center. Making the catch is Rustich for the first out.
It was good contact by Swanson, but as you said, just didn't have enough. It was way up there. And it stays in the yard, hit it to almost the deepest part of the yard, and there's 1 out. You start to see a little bit more cloud cover here too. Game was moved up about 3 hours due to inclement weather potentially on the way. And we may be starting to see some of that trickle into our area here at Haymarket Park.
Carey takes one on the inside, 1-0. Dylan Carey today, 2 for 3. Swing and a miss there. 1-1. Double back in the 5th. Got Nebraska's 5 spot going. And then a single in the 6th. 1-1, ripped down the left field line, but this time it slices foul. Strikeouts have been the Achilles heel for Carey in an otherwise very, very successful freshman campaign, 30 of them so far. 1-2. Cole Evans on deck, the pitch. Low and away for a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Last time up, Carey sent just an absolute missile up the middle. He was caught stealing eventually, or caught in the pickoff move, but talked about his potential offensively. Saw flashes of it today. He also has a double, has come around to score. You've also seen the freshman mistakes, but that comes with every freshman at the Power Division I level.
Sauzer's payoff pitch. Oh, and it hit him. And so Sauzer loses Carey. He heads down to first, and that brings up Cole Evans. Evans 0 for 3 today. Flew to center field in the 3rd. And we may see a change here. A call to the bullpen coming as Jack Sauzer's day is done. 1 1/3 innings pitched, a hit, a run. It was earned. The double allowed there to Anderson. Faced 6 batters on 21 pitches, and still responsible for Dylan Carey, who he hit just there. We'll tell you about the new Wildcat pitcher after this. Nebraska leading by 5, 8-3 here on Big Ten Plus. Right-hander stands at 6'3". He'll face Cole Evans with 1 away, and Dylan Carey standing on first base. Pick move to try to get Carey. He's already been caught once on the base paths today. No Wildcat pitcher has been able to hold the Huskers off the scoreboard since the bottom half of the fourth, as the first pitch is in for a strike to Evans. Good start from Matt McClure for the Wildcats, who went 3 innings before allowing his first run in that bottom of the fourth. Another move towards Perry. Correction, I apologize, Carey. Bryce Matthews awaiting a turn there in the on-deck circle. 0-1 is way outside. Count evens up.
Something interesting, too. The wind was blowing out to left for the majority of this game. Now it is whipping towards right field. Something to watch there for these bats.
Here's a drive towards center. And an easy catch out there for Hrustic. So Evans is retired. And with 2 outs, here comes Bryce Matthews.
Well, Matthews has had another really, really good day. He's come around to score twice. Has a walk, a triple, and a home run, 3 RBIs. So about par for the course for Bryce Matthews on any given day.
First pitch in for a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. It would take a pretty special hit from Matthews. Likely would have to leave the park to give him his 50th RBI of the year. Sitting at 49 right now, and the count sitting at 1-1.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that he is trying for number 50 right now.
And that the right field wall certainly seems friendly right now. That pitch way outside. Good stop from Ford, the catcher, to prevent that rolling to the backstop and Carey taking an extra base.
That right field wall is pretty short at the bullpen because you get rid of the fencing on top of it.
Fouled off. 2-2 here on Bryce Matthews.
It's also the closest to home plate. That corner is 325, 10 feet closer than the left field corner, which is 335. So anything up in the air that has some sort of power on it could potentially get out into that corner.
2-2 from Pate. Matthews pops it up on the infield. Drifting towards shallow right, Livermore makes the catch. And the inning is over. No runs for Nebraska for the first time in 5 innings. No hits, no errors, 1 left aboard for the Big Red. To the top half of the 9th inning, work for Northwestern. 5-run deficit to overcome when we return on Big Ten Plus. Top half of the 9th, and the last bats due up here for the Wildcats. 5, 6, and 7 in the order to face Kyle Perry here on Big Ten Plus. Nebraska leads it 8-3. The difference, the 5 spot the Huskers put up in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Got a defensive change for Nebraska. Luke Sartori now out there in the outfield, and a quick grounder to Anderson. He makes the play at second, 1 out. Grant Hansen here alongside Connor Clark, and Connor, Nebraska's been in control since that 5th inning, and granted 5 runs tends to do that.
5 runs tends to do that, and some pretty great outings from your bullpen tends to do that as well. Corbin Hawkins, we've talked about him all afternoon. 3.1 innings, it's been phenomenal, and Perry's been good up until here, potentially.
Drive there to the warning track. Burnham makes the catch, and now Northwestern down to its final out.
And this just shows what this Nebraska team can be, because even when your ace, quote unquote, Emmett Olson, doesn't have his best stuff, your bullpen has just really backed him up, as well as the offense, and they've been doing that all year.
First pitch in for a strike to McElpatrick. Shortstop. 7th in the order. He's behind 0-1. Now 0-2. Crowd on its feet. Perry winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Kyle Perry, his 4th of the ball game. 2 1/3 innings from Kyle Perry, and another beautiful scoreless outing from the Nebraska bullpen as the Huskers win it 8-3 here at Haymarket Park in Lincoln. Big strikeout there from Perry to end it, and Nebraska behind the 8 ball early. Northwestern did a great job of jumping out to a quick lead, but in the end the Huskers were able to recover and snatch this one away from the Wildcats.
Yeah, just a really impressive response from Nebraska after going down 3-0, almost getting a little shell-shocked at home against a team that on paper you should be favorites against. And you know, they responded quite well. We just talked about it. The bullpen really came in big after Emmett Olson left after less than 4 innings after his start. And Corbin Hawkins, he comes in. He does what he needs to do. Kyle Perry with a really strong outing to close this one out. And obviously you can't forget about the offense too. Guys with multiple hit games, multiple RBI games. Bryce Matthews, Max Anderson, just to name a few. And that's exactly how Nebraska was able to get this done today. A really impressive win on Friday.
How about Northwestern? If you lead the ballpark today, you're certainly disappointed. You had a 3-0 lead in the early going, and you squander it. But you get into Nebraska's bullpen a little bit. You'll face an unknown starter on Sunday. On Saturday, should the game be played, weather certainly becoming a bit of a factor right now for Saturday's game, now slated for a 2 o'clock start. But if you're Northwestern, you say, hey, we can play with these guys, and facing some back-end parts of the bullpen, you've got a pretty solid chance for success.
Well, they certainly believe that they can play with these guys. I mean, they've already won a Big Ten series, right? So you still carry that confidence, and you saw what Northwestern can do. It was when the defensive blunders started to take its toll, and Nebraska was able to take full advantage of that. So they need to try and avoid that. Obviously, you're getting some newer pitchers in that starting rotation from Nebraska, so try and take advantage of that. You mentioned weather tomorrow could be an issue if they do get it in. I mean, that's going to be a big game for Northwestern to try and force a rubber match on Sunday. But, it's a Big Ten series.